Yo, what's going on? Peace, family. Title of the video is Will Millennials Ever Catch a Break from the Economy? And to answer that question, I honestly believe that that won't happen. And I only say that because the system that's in place right now isn't really built in order to fix such a massive hole that America has digged itself into. And we are at the point in time where millennials are not going to be able to sustain retirement at that current time. Retirement is typically between the ages of 65 on up. I believe that's what it is today. Now, you can try and retire, but you have to remember as time moves forward, so does the increasing of inflation, the decrease in the value of the dollar, and we don't know exactly, what this Oval Office, has in store, with all of, its agenda and narratives and stuff like that. So we're at the point in time right now where you really got to take a step back and kind of look at this situation. As a millennial, you find yourself right now working 2 to 3, and in some people cases 4 jobs, depending on their family situation, and you're running dry right now. You're getting tired. Your days are short. I mean, your days are long, and they're even longer at work. But you find yourself having no time, for your family and stuff like that, and it's absolutely terrible, And you have to be able to understand that no one is going to enlighten you about the situation that you're in as a millennial. You guys have been taught by the boomers. You've been taught by the system that worked for them at the time that they were, growing into the economic system in which they were in. That only worked for them, right? So we find ourselves absorbing that information, and we're getting decimated today due to the terrible information and the terrible things that they're doing currently with the economic system today. And it's really sad, man. I see what's going on. There's a whole lot of lying involved, a whole lot of pulling the curtain over people and, really trying to get them to ignore, the situations at hand. And it's working, it's working, and here's a pure example right here that I'm going to touch on this. And I'm not going to be very long on this video, man, because, I just like to get my message across, my point across, and I really don't care, if it get views or if it doesn't get views. I would like for someone to take in the information, because I believe that it'll be beneficial to you, whoever is viewing. But if it doesn't, get out to the masses and stuff like that, that it is what it is. I don't control the algorithm. But they have it where if you're looking at the economic system and you notice that the GDP and all that stuff is bad right now. You're paying so much more money for the things that you've already been paying for, years prior. And people are just spending more and more, right? And they're not receiving a lot back in return. Now, the bad part about what's going on and how they're trying to trick you is that they'll say, well, that's, one thing, but then you have the S&P 500, which is a big portion of supposedly the GDP that is going up. Like, it's skyrocketing up, and no one fucking knows why it is, right? And that does not mean that the economic system is getting better because that Wall Street system is doing what it's doing. That's not what it means. But because they're telling you that the S&P is flying up and it's hitting these all-time highs and stuff like that, that shit don't have nothing to do with when you go to the grocery store and you get ready to, buy the same grocery item that you buy and it's more expensive. That don't have nothing to do with that. But because you hear, in terms of you hearing that the S&P is going up, you think, well, shit, things are doing what it's supposed to be. I just need to keep spending more money because, that's just the way life is. And that's not how it is. Someone is fucking up, covering up their lies, covering up the deception, and you guys are just accepting it and thinking that it's a part of life, thinking that if you talk about it, it's considered complaining. And it's not. People have interesting conversations all the time, but they have interesting conversations about the wrong things. You'll find yourself in conversations where people are talking about other people. You'll find yourself in interesting conversations where people are talking about sports, but you don't find yourself in a situation where people are talking about how they're getting fucking screwed on a day-to-day basis with their money. That is forbidden for whatever reason, I don't know. But I found out that I'm going to talk about it because I'm not going to sit here and let, all of these idiots in the Oval Office sit here and try to make me seem like I'm a fucking fool. Because that's not what's going to happen. And as long as you guys are on my channel and you've been able to listen to what I have to say, you guys will be able to be in the same light as well. You won't be fooled. You're going to hear the truth and it's going to make sense. And I'm always going to have facts to back it up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I got for you guys, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in and continuing to rock with me. And this channel is a small channel, but we plan on doing big things. And remember, the truth is in session. Peace.